It was March 8, 2014. The time was exactly 12:41 a.m. when a magnificent aircraft, Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport bound for Beijing. The weather was perfectly clear, the engines were humming with a steady rhythm, and the 239 souls on board were settling in, perhaps dreaming of their destination. No one had the slightest clue that this would be their final journey. A journey that would turn into a mystery so profound, it has haunted the world for over a decade, leaving behind a question mark that no one has been able to raise. Welcome back to another episode of Final Secret. Viewers, the first 40 minutes of the flight were completely routine. Everything was normal. But the moment the aircraft reached the Zaharie waypoint, located on the border between Malaysian and Vietnamese airspace, a series of events began that defies all logic. At 1:19 a.m., the final voice contact was made with Malaysian Air Traffic Control. Captain Zaharie Ahmad Shah's voice echoed over the radio. "Good night, Malaysian 370. These were the last words ever heard from the plane. Exactly 2 minutes later, the aircraft's transponder, the device that tells ground radar where the plane is, was manually switched off. In a blink of an eye, MH370 vanished from civilian radar screens. But the true horror revealed itself when military radar data was later analyzed. It showed that after going dark, the plane made a sharp, aggressive U-turn. Instead of heading north to Beijing, it turned back across Malaysia, flying silently into the night, eventually heading out towards the Andaman Sea. This raises a terrifying question. What was happening on the flight deck at that moment? Was the plane hijacked? Or was the pilot himself executing a dark and calculated plan? Investigations later revealed a chilling fact. Even after disappearing from radar, the plane continued to fly for another 6 hours. Satellite signals known as pings indicated that MH370 was flying straight into the vast empty darkness of the southern Indian Ocean, a place with no land, only deep, unforgiving waters. Nations from around the world joined forces to launch the most expensive and extensive search operation in aviation history. Millions of dollars were spent, thousands of square miles of ocean were scoured, but not a single trace was found initially. No wreckage, no bodies, no black box. It was as if the ocean had simply opened up and swallowed the massive aircraft whole. In the wake of this tragedy, several dark theories emerged. Some believe that Captain Zaharie committed a mass murder-suicide. Investigators found a flight simulator in his home, on which he had practiced a route eerily similar to the one MH370 took into the Indian Ocean. But could a veteran pilot really do such a thing? Other experts suggest a different horror, that a fire or sudden depressurization occurred, knocking everyone unconscious, leaving the plane to fly on autopilot as a ghost plane until it ran out of fuel and crashed. As time passed, the ocean began to give up its secrets. Debris from the plane eventually washed up on the shores of Africa and nearby islands. But these pieces didn't solve the puzzle. They only deepened the mystery. Analysis of the flaperon suggested the plane hit the water at high speed, shattering into pieces. The truth of MH370 still lies buried somewhere in the pitch-black depths of the Indian Ocean. Where did those 239 people go? Their families are still waiting for a miracle, or at least closure. This incident stands as one of the darkest unsolved mysteries in history, a grim reminder that despite all our modern technology, humanity is still helpless against the vastness of nature and the cruelty of fate. I hope you found this episode of Final Secret. Do you think MH370 will ever be found? Or is this a secret the ocean will keep forever? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until we meet again with another mysterious tale, goodbye.